Hello, my name is Rebecca Gibney, and I'm the Curriculum and Online Learning Specialist at Blast Intermediate Unit 17. And I'm here today to talk to you about gamification in the classroom and incorporating it with your lessons. So, as we probably all have dabbled in quizzes, Quizlet, Kahoot, I'm here today to talk to you mostly about GimKit. Now, before we get into GimKit, I want to talk about using Quizlet, quizzes, Kahoot beyond just a game for your students to play. There are different variations of each way you can play Kahoot, Quizlet, quizzes. For example, Quizlet, there are different, like you could do the relay races, the silent game, individual, team Quizlet, so all those different modes. Kahoot, some teachers use it as an assessment. Some teachers use it as review. It could be activating prior knowledge, all of those things. So we will touch base with that a little bit later and how you use it further on in your lesson. But today we're going to focus mainly on GimKit. So why GimKit? I'm not sure if you've ever played GimKit before yourself or with your students, but GimKit was actually created by a high school student. He was a senior and basically created the program because he wanted to have fun in his own learning. So when we talk about engaging our students, this is created by a student. He graduated last year and is now completely doing GimKit. But this is a student that knows what it means and what students want to be engaged. So that's a perk in itself. It also ensures some mastery because what happens is it exposes students multiple times to the same questions, just at different times throughout the game. Also, students can work at their own pace. Now, again, it is a competition, so the faster they work, the better sometimes, but it's not necessarily always like that. So it also is data driven. So at the conclusion of each of the games, you're going to get a detailed report on what the class needs to work on and what questions they were stuck on, but it also gives individual reports. Additionally, students can play GimKit for homework. So you can sign it for homework as well, and then it actually will grade it automatically for you. There's another feature called the Kit Collab, and students can create on the kit. Basically, they can create their own kit, which is like if you were on Quizlet, like your study set. And each student can contribute a question, so students can create their own kits. And then Quizlet. It has a really strong partnership with Quizlet. You can actually import all of your Quizlet sets or any of the Quizlet sets that are already created, and it will make a GimKit game in I can't even say, like maybe a minute or two. So it's very easy to transition your Quizlet sets into a GimKit game. So how it works, you would create there's two ways. There's a free account and a premium account. You can create a free account. The only issue with free account is that it only allows you access to 5 free kits at any time. So once you hit 5 kits, you cannot add another kit. Maybe you would use this if you have 5 units specifically that you want to use GimKit for. You also, this is a little different than other, platforms where once you hit like the 14-day free trial or so 30-day free trial, you have no access to that anymore. You will have these free kits at any time. Or you can try a premium account. Now, depending on how many teachers in the district are willing to or are interested in trying GimKit, there are bulk discounts. So if you order so many accounts, he'll give you a discount. This is when you'll get access to unlimited kits, so you can make as many as you want and all core features. In the free account, you'll also get the core features, but again, it only allows you up to 5 free kits. So you can look right there at the pricing. You can get billed monthly or annually. Creating your kit. So you can create your own kit from scratch, or you can import them from Quizlet. Basically, once you make your account, you'll see create a kit. Underneath that will be create a class, so then you can create your classes as well. And then when you get the next screen will show up new kits, and you can create from scratch, create from Quizlet, and those are the only 2 that I've ever really used in the classroom. So then how you can play. So, whoops. Sorry about that. So every student, so you can give students, there's different ways that you can play GimKit. And depending on how you want to use it for your classroom, it's how you can decide. So you can give students money to start with so they can spend it at the shop right away. You can make them earn their dollars. You can watch their numbers grow as they gain upgrades and answer questions correctly. But basically, and I'll go back to the slide in a second, every time they answer a question, they earn $1. So they get a question right, they earn $1. Another question right, they earn another $1. So then they'd have $2. If they get the question wrong, they'll lose $1. So they can get in the negative here. Going back to the slide though, you can decide they can start with $1,000 and you can see who loses and who gains. You can see how high students can get and in a certain amount of time, because you can also set the timer. If you see here, you can do time. So you can do time, race, or they're all in. So with time, I could say I only want them to play this game 7 minutes or 10 minutes. For race, it's how much they get, and once someone hits that threshold, the game's over. You can play the game in team mode, so the students can work together as a team to accumulate the money. You can play with your students, and we'll talk about that a little bit later. And then also, like I said, you can assign it for homework that they can do it at home. So when they play, as they start accumulating money, they can do what's called upgrades or power-ups. So once they start having a certain amount of money, they'll get to different levels in the game. Each level unlocks a different kind of power-up and upgrade. So they get to decide when they're reinvesting their money into other ways that they can make more money. So an upgrade is when they're going to multiply their money, and a power-up is when they can start slowing down their opponents. Okay, so you can see here if they want to use a $10, if they want to have $10 and they want to use it, they can do 50-50, which will eliminate 2 wrong answers. So the money per question, they can do streak bonus, multiplier, and they can buy insurance. Now, what's interesting to watch is to see how your kids react and how many of them can invest properly. So you're also having this side conversation in your classroom of what it means to invest, when do you want to buy insurance, things like that. The key to the game is that they want to multiply their money as quickly as possible. So I embedded a video here, and when I upload these slides, you can take a look at it. But a new, I think you start at like 30 minutes here on this video clip. The owner and founder of GimKit, his name is Josh. He just created GimKit 4.0, and this releases September 30th, 2019. There's going to be 60 plus new features available, and they're adding this feature, which I think is something I want to highlight. It's called Boss Battle, which you can create. Either you can be the boss, or someone that's pretty good with like the strategy behind this game and always sort of seems to win, you can make them the boss. And then so the class would go against the boss and battle it out. It's sort of a new element, new way of going about it. So if you're interested in any of these upgrades that they're doing, please check out this video. It starts at like 30 minutes and then goes on, and you can sort of like peruse through it and see some of the new upgrades if you've already played it and want to check out more. So the last thing I want to leave you with then, quizzes, Kahoot, Quizlet, GimKit, they're all great things. But what you want to do as an educator is think about, what do you do with all this data then when you collect it? It's not just a game that you put on because your students like to play the games. Sure, for the students, that's great. But as the teacher behind the scenes, what are you doing with the data, the individual reports, the student reports? You know, some examples, you can start some small group instruction. You can start differentiating, working with some of your lower levels, but then also pushing your upper levels, upper level students. You can meet students where they are. If you're doing this at the beginning of a lesson and you're seeing that students have a bunch of this content already mastered, why reteach it? So meet the students where they are. And then I'm interested in hearing some of your ideas for what you do with all this data. So if you have any questions regarding any of these gamification tools for the classroom and content area, please feel free to reach out to me at rgibney@iu17.org. Thank you.